want to talk a little bit about the best national teams at Asian level, because you played in the Asian Cup early on this year with the national team. You were the captain of the side. How did you find that whole experience, pitting your wits against the best countries in Asia?
Yeah, I think in terms of performance, we did not that bad. Here and there, if we would have got a different preparation-wise, we lack. We have to point this out, because the teams were preparing like 3 weeks, 4 weeks ahead of this tournament, and we just arrived. Help me out, like 6 days before the game.
We arrived New Year's Eve, correct?
Yeah, but you guys were in Qatar. Incomplete though.
Yeah. So every other day someone came or did not arrive or however.
Is he coming?
Yeah,
Are you really sure? I think one player, Patrick Strauss, came in like around the time that I arrived, like 2 days before the match.
Yeah.
In terms of preparation, we lack, and if we can improve this only a little bit, I promise you the Philippines are competitive to the best nations in Asia. We have quality players. We have a bunch of quality youth players. We have coaches. Basically, we have everything. What we don't have is a proper preparation for it. Someone who's having the money and the time to watch after the boys. Because what we have here might be the golden generation for Philippines football. And if we don't achieve anything, like we did achieve something, we went to the Asian Cup for the first time. We're competitive over 3 games, but to make the next step, we need someone with a vision. We need someone like, not just because he's here, we need someone like Chris who can combine growing up in Europe, having this preparation side on him, and being in the last 9-10 years in the Philippines, knowing how the system works and how people approach football. So if you can combine this, we can have a really, really good football team.
We've had this conversation, actually. In our last training camp, we had an early morning flight, so Schrock and I were waiting in line, and we spoke for about 30 minutes about how we would do things differently if we had a magic wand and we were able to paint the picture of Philippine football as we imagine it. What would you do if you were able to take that magic wand or have a genie or whatever and have 3 wishes? Like what would you have the Philippine Football Federation, or if you were in charge of it, how would you change the landscape of football as we know it right now with the Philippine national team?
You have to start first with the grassroots, as obviously. The kids here growing up different than back in Europe. Basketball is all over the place. Like you see basketball literally 24 hours a day in TV. So you never get in touch with football on TV, really, if you don't want to stay awake until 2:30 and watch the Champions League qualifiers or something like that, So if we change this a little bit, and then plus making football not a rich sport, like you have to pay for everything. Like I mentioned earlier, you have to rent the pitch, you have to rent these, you have to buy that, you have to pay a tuition fee, you have to do all those things, which is not the usual case. And then with the national team especially, if we can bring in people, like we know things ahead. It's not like on Monday the FIFA will call and say, hey, Tuesday morning you guys have a game, or Tuesday afternoon you guys have a game. It's not like that. We have a FIFA schedule for the whole year, and we would know clubs can release the players, so let's say June 15 and June 25 is the game. Then please make it happen that the flights are arranged by that time. The hotels are prepared. The smallest things like football balls and kids are prepared, that the club are informed. Stuff like that would help immense. Immediately you would see there's a different approach, because what we have right now is bringing people in from all over the world, basically. 2 days before the game, 1 day before the game, 4 days. Coach, we can have the best coach in the world. If we have only 11 players at the starting day at the camp, what can he do? What can he do? Nothing. You can bring in Cristiano Ronaldo, make him a Filipino. He could not perform under these circumstances we're facing right now. So if we just do it not outstanding. I'm not asking for bring us in first class on the plane, or have us staying in the luxury hotels or stuff like that. Just basic things. Make sure everybody's on time. Get the players paid for their efforts. The staff team paid for their efforts. Make sure they're feeling all right. Not outstanding good, just all right would be enough.
And where do you think that would take us? Because obviously we've seen it up close now. You know, in your mind, you might see, you put these countries, South Korea, Japan, on a pedestal and think that they're untouchable. But we saw them up close and personal. Like, if we were able to bridge that gap with some of those logistics things, with some of the organizational stuff, how far away do you think we are from those types of nations?
If we have a proper preparation, we're not far.
Yeah.
I think we can be equal because the players we have are good enough to compete with them.
Salamat po for watching Across the Line. If you want to catch the entire episode, you can check us out on YouTube, and also you can download the episode on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and on Apple Podcasts.